So this is the Sony Xperia 10V, and at first glance, it doesn't look like it's trying to impress anyone. No crazy camera bump, no giant display, no flashy specs on paper. But after using it for a while, you start to realize Sony built this phone around one very specific idea: efficiency. The first thing you notice when you pick it up is the weight, or honestly, the lack of it. At just 159 grams, this is one of the lightest modern smartphones with a 5000 milliamp hour battery inside. That alone is kind of impressive. The phone is tall and narrow thanks to Sony's 21 by 9 aspect ratio, and that actually makes it extremely comfortable to use with one hand. It slips into a pocket easily, it doesn't feel top heavy, and it just disappears in your hand during daily use. The build quality is solid too. You get IP65 and IP68 water and dust resistance, which is still rare in the mid-range category. This is a phone you don't really have to baby, and that fits perfectly with the whole long-lasting, reliable theme Sony is going for. On the front, there's a 6.1-inch Full HD Plus OLED display. Colors look rich, blacks are deep, and it's noticeably brighter than the previous generation. Watching videos, scrolling through social media, or reading articles feels great on this panel. But yes, it's a 60 Hz display, and in 2024, that's going to be a deal breaker for some people. There's no high refresh rate smoothness here, and once you notice it, you can't really unsee it. That said, Sony clearly prioritized battery life over visual flashiness, and that trade-off is intentional. Performance-wise, the Xperia 10V is powered by the Snapdragon 695. It's not a new chip, and it's definitely not built for heavy gaming. Everyday tasks like browsing, messaging, streaming, and light multitasking are completely fine, but push it too hard and you'll feel its limits. Again, this phone isn't trying to be fast, it's trying to be efficient. And that brings us to the main reason this phone exists: the battery. This 5000 milliamp hour battery, combined with the efficient processor and smaller OLED display, delivers some genuinely impressive endurance. Getting through a full day is easy. Getting through a day and a half is normal. And with lighter usage, 2 full days is absolutely possible. It's the kind of phone you stop thinking about charging, and that alone is a huge quality of life upgrade. Charging, however, is slow. There's no fast charging here, and Sony doesn't include a charger in the box. So yes, you win on endurance, but you lose on speed. It's very much a long game approach to battery life. The camera setup is simple. The 48 megapixel main camera takes good photos in daylight with accurate colors and decent contrast. Dynamic range can be a bit limited in tricky lighting, but for everyday shots, it's reliable. The ultra-wide camera is fine, nothing more than that, and video quality tops out at 4K on the main camera with surprisingly good stabilization. One thing Sony deserves credit for is keeping features that other brands keep removing. You still get a 3.5mm headphone jack, and you still get a micro SD card slot. For people who actually care about wired audio and expandable storage, that matters. So the Sony Xperia 10V is not for everyone. If you want high refresh rates, fast charging, or flagship level performance, this is not the phone to buy. But if you want a compact, lightweight smartphone with excellent battery life that you can rely on day after day, the Xperia 10V quietly makes a very strong case for itself. It's not exciting, and that's exactly the point.